This was a frightening, well-planned, targeted murder that was intended to cause shock and attention and intimidation.
Nearly a week after the arrest of the suspected killer of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson, Luigi Mangione now formally charged in New York with his murder.
The unsealing of today's indictment brings us one step closer to securing justice for Brian Thompson and his family and affirming the primacy of the rule of law in the city of New York.
On Tuesday, officials laid out the roughly dozen charges Mangione faces, including the top charge, murder in the first degree and furtherance of terrorism.
The intent to intimidate or coerce a civilian population, which is, of course, at the root of our state terrorism statute, is very much borne out in this reaction, and for good reason.
That reason is because since Thompson's murder in Midtown Manhattan earlier this month, officials say there has been an increase in online threats against CEOs and corporations. The influence not only seen on social media, but on signs plastered across Manhattan.
We don't celebrate murders, and we don't lionize the killing of anyone.
Legal analyst Ron Kuby says it may be difficult for prosecutors to convince a jury of the terrorism aspect of the charge.
The fact that what you've done is intimidate a handful of incredibly rich and powerful CEOs is not the same thing as attempting to intimidate a civilian population.
Now the question is, when will Mangione face a Manhattan judge?
We have indications that the defendant may waive that hearing, in which case he'd be brought to New York.
The suspect remains in a state prison in Pennsylvania where he was captured at a McDonald's. He has back-to-back court hearings set for this Thursday morning. The first for his Pennsylvania charges, the second a hearing for his extradition. We
have been preparing on parallel paths, and before the hearing we'll send to the governor of the state of New York the paperwork that would be necessary if he does not waive during that hearing.
And if convicted of that first-degree murder charge, Mangione faces a possible sentence of life without parole. For a second-degree murder charge, Mangione faces a possible sentence of 25 to life behind bars. In Manhattan, Louis Finley, New York 1.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Let Spectrum News be your resource for balanced, in-depth political coverage, and click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV to learn more about the candidates, where they stand on the issues, and more. We'll see you then.